The Lorax is a pretty decent film. This is a Dr. Seuss film from 2012. This is directed by Chris Renaud, written by Cinco, Paul and Ken Daurio, with a voice cast including Danny DeVito, Ed Helms, Zac Efron, Taylor Swift, Betty White, and various others. Not entirely sure why I hadn't seen this. I'm watching every Betty White film, and that's why I watched it, but I also recently watched every Danny DeVito film, or at least every film I have access to, and I didn't watch this. And I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but better late than never. That being said, it's taken me the best part of 14 years to watch it anyway. And it's about a character called Ted who lives in a world where there are no real trees, and he learns about the real trees, and we meet the Lorax who guards the forest and the real trees. The specifics of the narrative are actually not that interesting. The key plot points are not that fascinating. The characters, aside from the Lorax, are a little bit average. So there's nothing wrong with the story or the characters, but for the most part, they're just a little bit bland. Not the most interesting story, but obviously we do have some important messages here about sustainability versus greed, and I think it does a fine job of potentially introducing those themes to some younger viewers, and of course reminding us older viewers of the importance of those. So as a concept, the overarching narrative, definitely very well delivered, but the specifics of the plot, not that fascinating, not that interesting at all. The characters are fine, and the voice acting is very good, but there wasn't really a lot throughout it that I found to be that interesting. But again, I wouldn't say anything was badly done. The animation itself is gorgeous. It really is beautiful to look at, and the bright, varied, vivid colour palette, absolutely beautiful. It doesn't feel as much of a Dr. Seuss film as some other Dr. Seuss films. I haven't read the story. I cannot compare. I think I've seen at least one Lorax short, but it was quite a while ago, but I've definitely never read it. So I can't comment on how well or not it's adapted, but certainly watching this, it didn't feel as Dr. Seuss as a lot of other Dr. Seusses. And for me, that's not actually a bad thing, as while I like Dr. Seuss, I see a lot of value in Dr. Seuss's work, I'm not a huge Dr. Seuss fan. But obviously, if you're looking for something that feels very heavily Dr. Seuss, it's not going to be the strongest, but I still thought it was a decent film. The story, the overarching narrative was very good. The specifics of the narrative were not that fascinating, but they still delivered some important messages in a way that was generally engaging enough. The characters are likeable, if not the most fascinating. The Lorax is great, though. I do like the character of the Lorax, and the voice acting across the board is very well done. So I do recommend it. It's not the best, it's not the strongest, but it's certainly not a bad film. And whether you're a fan of Dr. Seuss or not, because it doesn't really feel very Dr. Seussy in parts, then The Lorax is one that I'm generally happy to recommend.